Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing you another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Mezco 112 Collective Cloth Soft Goods KGBeast action figure, also known as Anatoly Knyazev. Now, KGBeast is a Batman rogue, but he's a C-lister at best, and I find that very odd that Mezco would make such an obscure Bat rogue, and I love it. That is right up my alley. I love the different various Bat rogues, especially ones that haven't gotten a lot of love in action figure form. So let's go and check out the packaging here. KGBeast, kind of got his logo in the middle, 112 Collective from DC. At the top, 112 Pose Play Display. One side, got his little logo there. Same thing on the other side. At the bottom, there is a bunch of credits. And then on the back, you can see the figure, all his accessories. He's got an unmasked head that is great, and a bunch of different poses. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And I did end up getting two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete 6 and 7 inch Batman-related action figure collection. So let's see how we got to this point. Here's the figure, straight out of the box, still wrapped in plastic. And then, here's the figure with the plastic removed. And here it is, with the next layer of plastic off. Now, with the outer sleeve off, you can finally see the figure and his accessories. And now, I've slid the clamshell out of the box. And here's the first layer off the top of the clamshell. And then the second layer. And then all 4 layers separated. And the whole point of that was to show you how elaborate Mezco's packaging is. We've got 6 different layers to go through here to finally get to the figure and all of its parts. In addition to that, there's plastic wrap on top of everything. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out, and he comes with quite a bit of stuff. The things you don't see right now, his display stand and his Mezco 112 baggie. So in front of you, he has 5 alternate hands, totaling 7 interchangeable hands. He's got 3 different heads, one being an unmasked head. He's got a sort of laser sight or something that goes over one of his eyes. He's got 4 different magazines or clips. He's got a sword or machete. He's got a couple different hammers. He's got some kind of sickle or scythe. He's got a pistol. Then he has his machine gun attachment for his left hand, and it looks like maybe a blade for the end of that. So quite a bit of stuff. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So I remember some concerns when seeing the original photos of him, but he looks a lot better. In particular, his elbows and arms looked a little funky, but they look pretty good and they seem to function nicely. His head looks fantastic. Love that KGB logo. He's got spikes on his shoulders, all kind of different straps, ammo, pouches all over him, spikes on his forearms, on his hands. Looks like a little holster here on his side, more pouches. He's got some nice little boots here. Not too disappointed with how his arms turned out. He's got a place to holster his sword on the back. Really like what I'm seeing so far. More places to holster stuff. This is a great, obscure Batman rogue. Very happy Mezco decided to dig into something like this. So the KGBeast here first appeared in Batman number 417 in 1988 in a storyline called The 10 Nights of the Beast. In that storyline, he fought Batman. He was very skilled at what he does. He cut his own hand off to escape. He's codenamed the KGBeast. He's a secret assassin, sort of working for the Russians. In addition to being a skilled martial artist, he's trained on every single deadly weapon known to mankind. He's also cybernetically enhanced for more strength. So this guy here is not the first action figure they've made of KGBeast. Mattel actually made one near the end of their multiverse line. This guy's appeared in animated films. He was in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. He was in Assault on Arkham. He was in the live-action Arrow TV show. He was also a villain in Batman vs. Superman. His real name is Anatoly Knyazev. That's who he appeared as in Batman vs. Superman. Just some interesting trivia right there. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. So now, let's check out his accessories. And let's start off with the boring stuff. He does come with a baggie, a Mezco 112 bag. It's actually pretty useful to be able to put all your extra stuff in there. Mezco is one of the figures I definitely keep their accessories separated and don't mix them up with everything. Now let's check out his display stand. The base here looks really nice. Got sort of KGB's logo, his eyes there. Here's his stand fully assembled. You've got this back part here. It can rotate around. It's hinged here. It's hinged here. Hinged here again. It can rotate here, and then it's got a clamp to hold your figure in place. Now let's look at his hands. He's got 5 right hands and 2 left hands, and it makes sense that he would come with less left hands than right hands. In the comics, Batman started to capture and restrain him, and he actually cut off his left hand to escape, later replacing it with a big cybernetic gun. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And he also has 2 gripping hands. He only has those 2 left hands, but he still has 3 other right hands. This one here, his hand's sort of open, extended. Maybe he's grabbing somebody or pushing somebody away. And this next right hand, pretty similar to the last one, but it's a little bit more sort of gripped or enclosed. And his last right hand is another gripping hand. Looks like he can hold something a little bit thinner and possibly wider. And in order to accommodate his other gun hand, his right hand comes off in the traditional style, the peg attached to the forearm here. The other hand comes off with the peg attached. That way you can take this whole thing apart and attach his gun over there. Now let's check out his heads. He has 3 of them, 2 have the mask on, 1 has the mask off. 1 has white eyes, 1 has natural flesh human eyes, and we've got the head of Anatoly Knyazov. Here he is with his main head. This is definitely going to be my favorite one, with the mask on and the white eyes. And then his second head. This one just looks a little bit weird to me. You see the flesh around his eyes. The white one just looks better if you ask me. And here's his third head. This is Unmasked Head. His real name is Anatoly Knyazov, and he looks very strong, Russian, big strong mustache, a bald head. He looks pretty similar to the way he appeared in the animated film Assault on Arkham. So I was going through my collection, trying to find a body I could use for the Unmasked KGBeast, Anatoly Knyazov, and this is something I came up with. Probably not what I'm going to use in the long run, but just an example of what you could do. This is a wrestling body and a wrestling accessory. You can take the big coat off. Here's his chest exposed, a little thinner than I'd like for him. I'd like to find a bigger, thicker bruiser type body. But I do like having my action figures in and out of costume. Now let's look at his cybernetic eyepiece. There's a band that wraps around his head, and we got the eyepiece on the front. Typically covers up his left eye. I had read online that he replaced his eye with a cybernetic eyepiece that Batman had removed. I don't personally recall that happening in the comics. If it did, please drop me a line in the comments below and let me know when that happened. Here he is without the eyepiece, and here with the eyepiece attached. On the back of the box, it very specifically showed the eyepiece on this head, but when Googling images of the KGBeast, I definitely saw him with the white eyes and the eye patch at the same time. So I plan to make this my main head and look for him. Now let's look at his pistol. This thing comes with 2 removable clips and what I believe are 2 extended clips for this pistol. The pistol itself, it looks fine, it looks nice. There's sculpting detail on it. You can see where the clip fits in the bottom. These clips also look very nice. See, they've got a little silver at the bottom, and you can see the bullet at the top. Same goes for these extended clips. You can see the bullet at the top. They just look really cool. It's a very nice feature, but they're very small, so be careful. Here's the pistol with the regular clip in, and then with the extended clip. Here he is holding his pistol, pointing it right at you. And of course, you can achieve any of those pistol holding poses you'd like. He can also holster his pistol and keep an extra clip in the pouch here. He also comes with 2 hammers. One is smaller, one is longer. I'm assuming this is supposed to be the same hammer, and it can sort of compress and get longer, but I'm not really certain of that. It looks decent. A little bit of sculpting detail on the wrap down there. Pretty similar on the smaller one. Here he is holding the smaller hammer, and then holding the larger hammer. The hammer can stow away onto his belt here. That's why I'm assuming he pulls it out and then it extends. Now let's check out his sword or machete. The blade looks pretty good. You can see a little bit of weathering, scratching on it. And then the handle here, it's got some texture. Here he is holding his sword. And he can also holster the sword onto the sheath on his back. Now let's look at his sickle or scythe. Very appropriate for a Russian soldier. Blade looks pretty good. Handle's decent. And here, holding his sickle. And this thing can also get stowed onto his back. He also has a blade attachment to replace his left hand. You can see the peg at the bottom. In order to attach this, you simply remove the bottom part of the hand and leave the metal part on. And then he's got this sharp object here. And now to check out the gun that replaces his left hand. Looks like a pretty strong gun there. Looks like you can attach the hook to the barrel. That's where it's going to attach to his hand. It also has 2 removable clips. Gonna slap another one in. See the bullet up top. Pretty nice feature. And in order to utilize this gun, remove the sharp object, remove the wrist piece as well, and then attach his new left hand. And it looks like I was mistaken with the knife fitting into the gun. Does not work that way. And then let's go and slap the clip into the bottom of the gun. Looks pretty nice. And you can take that extra clip and attach it onto his belt here. It's going to allow him to attach his machine gun clip, his pistol clip, his pistol, his hammer, his sword, and his sickle, all onto his various different straps and harnesses. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to top, sitting at about 6.6 inches tall, which is going to translate to a hair under 17 centimeters. Now, let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course it can rotate from side to side. He can look up about that far, down about that far, pretty nice. His head can tilt from side to side. He's got articulation at the bottom of the head, top of the neck, as well as the bottom of the neck, giving him a very good range of motion here. Shoulder, it's on a ball joint. It can go out about 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a bicep cut below that. Single jointed elbows, then go at 90 degrees, and it has rotation. His wrist here, it's on sort of ball joint. It can rotate around, also kind of move up and down. He's got a ball joint in his torso right here. It can rotate around. It can also go forward and back. He's got another ball joint at the base. It can rotate around, also go forward and back, giving him a pretty nice range of motion in his torso as well. His legs, ball joints, they go out about this far. Forward, about that much. Back, really not at all. He's got, looks like, maybe double jointed knees. Let me try the other one. Looks like, but they can only go about that far in. No rotation there. He's got a boot cut. And then his ankles here go up, down. They can rotate, and they can tilt and rock just the littlest bit. Here's Anatoly Knyazov arriving at Gotham. He knows just who his target is. Here he is fighting Batman on a rooftop in Gotham. As you can see, this is the Ascending Knight Batman, so it's in his younger years. And we've got the KGBeast still with both hands and both eyes. And then Batman has tied up and restrained the KGBeast. But the KGBeast is not going to accept defeat that easily. He did what he must to escape. And then, many years later, KGBeast has Batman in the exact same place, getting his revenge. Now let's check him out, compared with some other action figures. Starting off, with some other KGBeast figures. Here he is, next to a custom Mattel DC Universe Classics style KGBeast. This is how he looked in his first appearance. His legs would be exposed. He looks a lot better in his rebirth type costume. Here he is, next to the Mattel Multiverse KGBeast. I think this figure is severely underrated. He's really nice. Here's my entire KGBeast collection. And now, next to his protege, the NVK Demon. Here are all the different Bat Rogues that Mezco have made figures of so far, and we know there's an upcoming Two-Face and Mr. Freeze. But that's just not enough. I think Penguin, Scarecrow, Riddler, among many others, would look great in this cloth look. And here is my entire Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figure collection. The only one I'm really upset that I missed out on was the Deluxe Joker. Now let's check him out, compared with some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is, next to some DST, or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some McFarlane toys. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. Then, with some NECA figures. And here he is, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here, next to some Mafex figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this figure is fantastic. His accessories are great, a lot of different display options. His sculpt is also very nice. It looks like they improved a little bit upon the prototype shops from way back when. I really like all his different straps and harnesses and pouches and spikes. Looks great. Paint job is excellent. I really like the Unmasked Head. What a nice touch. Overall, if I were to rate this guy, I think I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. Pretty high rating in my book, but I am enjoying the hell out of this figure. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.